Hi, this is Bill Spatrino. Today is January 19th, 2019. This is the 8th episode of The Truth Machine. I really appreciate everybody. Please subscribe. When we get to 1,000 subscribers and so many minutes listened to, we will reach a whole nother platform with YouTube, and we will be eligible not only to get our word out there, but we'll be more into the advertising and be able to share into the profits so that we can start doing things with this newscast that I want to get out there. Okay, the whole purpose of me doing this, like I've said before, I don't do this for the money. I have been fortunate enough to invest my money, save my money. I've always been a candid person. It's always worked against me. I remember I was going to be a teacher at a high school, and one of my friends was going to be the principal, and I signed paper for him, and he didn't get the job, and someone else did, and guess who didn't hire me? So it's happened to me before. I've spoke out. I had teachers in college, goof me up. All my life I've taken on. I say what I feel I have to say, okay? There's no media. I mean, Fox, other than Lou Dobbs and Judge Jeanine, Hannity, few other exceptions, the rest of the people, they don't give you straight dope, okay? They're very cautious and they choose their words very carefully. I don't do that. I choose my words as they are. First thing we're going to talk about tonight is, and I'm really upset about this, is they talk about this thing with Russia. And it's, whether you like Hannity or not, he shows all the competitors repeating the talking points, Russia, Russia. What these guys do is just throw as much, I hate to use the word crap, out there, and they try to see what sticks, okay? They're trying to bring down the president, and they don't talk about, this whole thing with Russia is really foolish when you think about it. There's a video of when Obama said, I'll have more latitude after the election. And the guy said, okay, good, I'll tell Vladimir. Okay. The whole thing with Ukraine, and Obama did nothing. The whole drawing the line in Syria, and Obama did nothing. 5,000, Clinton got paid $500,000, okay, for a speech. And they were doing 20, and then Hillary gave them 20% of the uranium. I mean, you want to read a good book, Peter Schweitzer, who I've met, and he's a really great guy. He's written a book about the Clintons. He's written about Clinton Cash. He's written about how Biden and McConnell and other politicians have made deals with China and sold out our country. Okay, Peter Schweitzer's great. It's funny because when I got to talk to him, I said, you got this stuff. He said, believe me, if anything happens to me. I said, you got it backed up? And he said, believe me, if anything happens to me, he said, what you've read here is nothing compared to what I have. I was like, oh, that's pretty good. Smart guy, great guy. He does a lot of homework, and he's been thorough with his information. And what they did is they did this whole thing for Russia so that they can try to say that he conspired in the election. Okay, the fact of the matter is Hillary Clinton lost because people hate her. I just had dinner with my daughter, my wife and my daughter's boyfriend, and the two women both said it right away. They said, we would never vote for Hillary Clinton. And they support women strongly. They just wouldn't vote for her. They don't want her to be the first president, okay? They don't trust her. She's not an honorable person. I mean, like she had said about Eric Holder, made a comment, well, the black people all look alike. I mean, who says that? She was trying to act like she was kidding. Who kids around like you could lose your job for doing that? Megyn Kelly lost her job because she mentioned blackface, which is something that back in her generation, people did. and talked about it. It's not, she didn't say anything. As much as I don't like her, she didn't say anything racist. They just, this whole thing, Facebook is made out to be this. Facebook ads by some Russians is not why Hillary Clinton lost. She did what Romney did. They're both two-time losers for president. They're both tone-deaf people. Okay, they're tone-deaf. And she made the deplorables comment. You can't, that insults people. She just didn't understand what was happening. She's lucky that the cheating that went on in all the inner cities, as far as her winning the popular vote, forget it. There's people over 100 years old on your voting rolls. And you know why they're on there and they haven't taken them off? Because the country gets, each state gets credit for that. Okay, they get credit for how many citizens they have. They get electoral votes. Okay, they're trying to get on the census. Wilbur Ross got the on the census. He wanted to ask a question: are you a United States citizen? Okay, I don't want to know what the non-citizens think or feel. They're not citizens. They're not supposed to be here. It would be like going somewhere, a family planning a vacation, and the neighbors who aren't part of the family would be deciding where they go on their trip. That's not their, who cares what they think? Nobody cares. Okay? And the other day they ruled that Ross's question was going to get thrown out. Well, it's going to go to the Supreme Court. And guess what? With the people there, it's going to get to stay. I would hope, unless John Roberts did something, they got something on him again. I mean, it's just wrong. Okay? And see, what happens in these states like California, like California has 55 electoral votes. They probably got 3 million illegals. Okay? That shouldn't be. Okay? They shouldn't be doing it. Okay? It just, it's wrong. And everybody that doesn't know it, they've kept trying to take down. They had a guy on last Sunday on George Stephanopoulos' show. I think the guy's name was Carl, his last name. I'm not sure. But he even said the Mueller report is anticlimactic. He's talked to a lot of people. They got nothing on him. Woodward and Bernstein. Woodward said if they had something on Trump for Russia, believe me, I looked. It isn't there. They know. It's just done to run out the clock and distract him. Okay? It's all it was there for. So we just have to keep going forward. I mean, the stock market, and a lot of people ask me on my Dividend Machine newsletter, which I usually explain politics there and how it applies to investing. Well, what I'm going to do now is talk more about the stocks for my paying customers and for my free customers here at the Truth Machine. I'm going to explain how politics affect the stock market. Okay? The stock market, the Chinese tried to take it down in December. The media has tried to take it down with it, like the government shutdown. They're trying to blame this on Trump. Okay? Trump wants a wall. That's what he wants. There's 3 parts of government: the Senate, the House, and the President. The Senate wants the wall. And the President wants the wall. That's what they're going to get. You're going to have to make a deal with them. You can't, how can Nancy Pelosi say that you don't need a wall? I mean, they had a person, I think her name was, I don't know the name off the top of my head, Laura Loomer or somebody. They took these illegals over to Nancy Pelosi's house, and then she had the people evicted. I mean, if you're going to bring these people over, then, and you want, I mean, who doesn't lock their door when they have a house? Trump said it best, and I've said it before in the past reports, and I'll say it again. Walls are not meant to block people out. It's to protect the people inside. Okay, if you live at the border of in any of these states, look at the crime. I mean, I don't want any people that don't belong. We are a country of laws. You can't just walk into Disneyland and start going there for free. You can't walk into Yankee Stadium and just say, oh, I want to come in. I mean, that hypocrite Bill de Blasio, he's talking about how he shouldn't build walls. Well, in the mayor's house, he built a bigger wall than that normal. Okay? I mean, this is just, it's nonsense. And what's happened is the government shutdown, they're trying to hurt. The only reason the stock market is down is the Chinese tried to attack our markets. Okay? The China trade deal. The media is saying the trade deal is not going to happen. And see, there's the algorithms, these computer programs, they read the news. When the news comes out about something positive, stock market goes up. News comes out about something negative, market goes down. Last week, the market on, I think it was Tuesday, market was doing fine, and then somebody reported that Ambassador Lighthizer told a senator that they haven't gotten anywhere with intellectual property. Right away, all the semiconductor stocks went down. Okay. And it's because of these algorithms. The good news is the markets are cheap. If you're buying stocks right now, buying index funds, buying individual stocks, you're going to do fine. Okay. You're going to do fine. But they've tried to keep this so that they're trying to hurt the president. But going forward, the president he has to take these people on with the wall, and he has to take on China. If he does these two things successfully, I feel he will win re-election. If he doesn't, he won't. Okay, it's that simple. The last part we're going to talk about is the playoff games. We were dead on about the New England game. The Saints game, the Saints should have, they won the game. They missed a field goal at the end. That, when there's a point spread, it's very difficult to pick the games. The New England-Kansas City game, to me, is a tough game because I love Brady. He's the best of all time. Mahomes has had one of the best seasons, but he's not proven. And if the game was in New England, or New England had such a superior team to Kansas City, then I would say Brady should take it. But the fact is, Kansas City's playing home. They have the best record. Now, honestly, you're not playing the game, what your record is during the season. It's what you're going to be right now. And Kansas City had a much easier game last week, in my opinion, to beat. Beating San Diego was much harder than beating Indianapolis. To pick against Tom Brady is a very difficult thing. I would not bet any money on this game. But if anybody could knock, the Patriots are not the normal team. And they have, as much as Brady has won, he's also lost in the conference games as well. It wouldn't shock me if the Chiefs won. And it wouldn't shock me if Brady won. It's kind of a toss-up game. It's not a game that I would put any money on. I personally think it's going to be a shootout. I think that the two teams, it looks that way on paper. Obviously, New England's going to, and we had predicted this last week, that they were going to control the ball. And that's what they did with Phillip Rivers. I just think the Chiefs they're going to be playing home. If I had to pick somebody, I would pick New England, but I would tell everybody this is a game to watch, not pick a side on. The other game, the Rams in New Orleans, it's a perfect example of Super Bowl coach, winner, Super Bowl quarterback against unproven players and coach. Look, I like Sean McVay. I like Jared Goff. I think the Rams have a good line. They have a very good defense. But the last time they played, Breeze threw for, 300 or 400 yards. Michael Thomas was a beast. He had over 200 yards. And I think he's going to be the difference in the game. I think New Orleans, playing in the good news is the Rams have played there before. The bad news is they're going to be traveling to the Dome. They're going to be playing in the biggest games of their lives. And I just feel New Orleans had a 14 points down, and they came back the other day. And I think they're going to come out more focused. They've beaten this team, and I have said it once, and I'll say it again. I think the Saints are going to win the Super Bowl. And I think that they beat the Rams handily, 8, 10 points. I think that they beat them like they did last time. So, behind the wheel of the Truth Machine, this is Bill Petrino asking you to sit back and enjoy the ride.